Hey folks, Species 7 here, and welcome back. Well, actually I guess I can't say welcome back because we've never been here before. I'm having a look today at a game that came out, 2011 I do believe, end of 2011. It's called Ship Simulator Extremes, and I'm doing a video on this because I have talked about this game quite a bit on my Ship Simulator Maritime Rescue series. As well, I kind of may have made a mention here or there during Farming Simulator, oops. But this is made by a completely different company and is not really, other than having Ship Simulator in the title, no relation at all to Maritime Search and Rescue. This is much more of a ship simulator as opposed to a job simulator with ship simulator elements, which is kind of what Maritime is. You have a choice. Let's go back to here. You have campaign. There is a rather well fleshed out campaign in it that starts you through a tutorial level and walks you through to where you can manage pretty much every boat in the game. You have single missions where you can pick from several different listed missions here, and these vary depending on your ships. Alright, there's also tons of DLC for this game. And you have free roam, and free roam allows you to take any of the boats that you do have loaded into the game and take them wherever you want under whatever day conditions, sea conditions, weather conditions, etc. that you decide, right? And I mean, they go anywhere from, well, let's see, we got something here called, this is a heavy lift multi-purpose 104 meter long vessel. It is a freighter, and we can have a look at it here if we want. Called the Agile Solution. There we go. Don't know why she was you can turn damage on and off. We have, let's try the Aquila. This is a pilot boat. These are used to safely bring vessels in and out of harbors. There you go. Quite a nice looking vessel, actually. Not bad at all. We've got things down to right up to like coal barges. Right, so yeah, and you would of course hook yourself up to one of the different towing vessels that are in here. This is actually a small offshore vessel that's used by Greenpeace, and there are actually a number of Greenpeace related missions in here. So there you go. That's kind of a neat little boat, actually. Let's go next. You get to choose a bunch of different places. You can be in the Antarctic, the Atlantic, Bora Bora, Dover, Hamburg, Marseille, New York Harbor, Padstow, Cornwall, Rotterdam, San Francisco, the Solent, wherever that might be, right down to Sydney, Australia. So, very, very cool. So let's say we wanted to go to Australia. Now, we can sort of pick a spot that we want to start here, and these are all actual mapped out bays exactly according to what you would find if you were sitting down here. So let's try, I don't know, let's go down to Sydney, perhaps. Clicking on a ship icon. Oh. Oh, I see, okay. So we can start, let's say, right here. Alright. We are going to start there. You can adjust your temperatures from very, very cold. You can have it very, very rainy to, right, here we got it clouding over, to heavy rains, cloud bursts, you name it. I think we're just going to go sort of with a dry. We can give wind direction and speed, so if you want to really have some fairly big waves going on, you know, you could keep jacking this up there until these guys really come up there. Like, there's some decent swells. This should get us in all kinds of trouble. Clouds, fog densities, and you can either completely set your own time of day, or you can actually sync the time of day with where you are. So, now I'm not sure why it's so dark. We've got it on dry. Okay. Low clouds. That's what's going on. There we go. Let's get rid of some of the clouds. The rest of it, yep, we're going to be right here, right now, 13th of July, 2014, and we can launch it. And we should end up with this little guy somewhere in Sydney Harbor. And that was not by any means the extreme ends of the weather. You can make it so even vessels like this giant luxury cruiser here, cruise ship, will get tossed about quite severely. And by the way, yes, this is one of the vessels you can pilot. And it's also one of the vessels that made a lot of people blow this game off. Just because they couldn't really seem to realize that when you crank all the engines forward to leave dock, nothing happens. Well, the reality of it is nothing would happen. You know, let's face it. So here's our little vessel. Now, I have remapped my keys, so my W, A, S, and D actually do allow me to do my controls. So, very cool, huh? You'll notice that the layout for controls, i.e., okay, we're still moving forward at 2.4 knots, right? 2 knots. So we're basically, I think, at this point, pretty much drifting out on the tide. Because, yeah, I am right at 0 RPM. So we are slowing down. There we go. We also have, as you can see here, your steering does give you an indicator on the bottom of when you are back at dead center. Same thing with your RPMs. You're not guessing, and it doesn't just go flat out or stop. It actually, you can, tiniest little bit, there's, you know, 100 RPM, 180, 200. We actually have a little bit of steerage now. So, and as you see, just like the real thing, nothing is instantaneous. Now, if we had a little more RPMs up, this thing would turn considerably sharper. So let's give her a little more throttle, because this thing will go. You'll notice you get a heck of a lot more effect off the waves insofar as what they'll do to your boat. And in this particular instance, she's really getting tossed about. You know, the waves will literally change your direction for you, as we can see is actually going on here. Now keep in mind, this is an extremely light little boat. Have a look at the scenery up here. It's not bad. I mean, they didn't go absolutely crazy on this sort of part of it, but back up to 1500 RPM and we are flat out once again. If you're wondering how much scenario you actually get, you will, and in a boat like this rather quickly, reach a point where you can be told you've gotten to the end of the scenario. Alright. Now I don't know what's with this odd kind of layered thing behind the ship here, the way the water is behaving, almost in lines. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. I must have something a little bit different set up on my graphics. There are lots of options. So, let's bring her back down to 0. And have a look at a few of the other things. You have here menus that allow you for mooring, towing, pushing, or anchoring. Okay, all of your different camera views, orbiting, which is what we are in now. You can get right behind the helm, which on a boat like this means you're not going to be able to see everything all the time, because you're going to start bouncing pretty good. As you can see, the gauges do work. Let's go back to it. You can have a walk around mode that, just like on SAR, allows you to march about the vessel and do different things like that. And of course, you don't have a lot of places you can walk on this vessel. She'll only allow you to go here or the other side. You can go to photo camera mode. We don't really need to be taking a picture right now. Or you can have a sort of cinematic view, and you can set your camera where you want. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm just going to go back to orbital, because that's kind of the closest to what we really need. Let's close that out. In here, whoa, you have basically a bunch of different states. Whoa, 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 whoa. She goes backwards pretty good too, eh? And these are used more in the campaigns and the missions, and if we ever do a Let's Play, I'll show you what those are all about. So, how about, now that you've seen that, let's try ourselves something a little bigger maybe, and perhaps, I don't know, let's go free roam in something that is a little bit bigger. Here we go, 115. Now this is a cutter. Let's have a look. It's a Coast Guard cutter, but I believe this is a US. Yeah, there we go. And a little bit bigger than the Marweta that we are playing on the other one. So we like that, sure. Let's be going out of the Atlantic Ocean next. Let's start here. I mean, you're right out in the middle of the ocean, so it really doesn't matter. Your temperature, wind speed, we're gonna crank it. Yeah, see what I mean? You can pretty much imagine, and if I shift it, there you go. See how quickly the, yeah. And we will make sure the time is still synced. Let's give that a go. And like I say, oh, there's one of the little tugboats. Now this would be suitable for one of the missions where you just simply need to tow a vessel from one point in a harbor to another. And there are a lot of missions in the game. So we'll have a quick look at this guy. Alright, let's pull out a bit here. Yeah, you can see that this is, we're probably almost limiting even for this one. Now, you notice this does not take off. I've just gone up to, there we go, there's 100% throttle on both. And you can see, we're not exactly rocketing along. And a good reason for that would be, of course, that a good deal of the time, our poor old props aren't really in the water, are they? There we go. Let's get her back zeroed. A little bit of tip the other way to straighten it out. There, we should be actually pretty close to running with the Z now. See her pushing out the smoke from her stacks. Let's have a look at the... There you go. Here's what she looks like from on the bridge. You can switch. What do we got up here right now? You can switch, so north is always up. You can fill the screen with your map if you want to. You can go to radar, and this you would use in quite a lot of different missions to actually find things that you need to find. Or you can simply tuck that panel up out of the way. Right? So it's pretty nice. I do like it. Not anything showing here because we're in the middle of the Atlantic, of course. So let's put it on radar. It'll at least look a little more efficient. You can zoom in and out. You'll hear radio chatter in the background. We are still, of course, at full throttle here. Let's go to walking around mode. And here's our bridge. I'm not sure. I don't remember how you... I'm sorry guys, I don't remember the control that allows you to actually open doors and such. Huh. Can I walk through? How about if I go to the orbital and then go to walk around? Where does that put me? Right back where I was. Now, I know there is a way you can actually walk all over the ships. And my apologies, guys, for not being clued enough right now to remember what the heck it is. So, but, I don't know. We may end up encountering conditions like this on the Marweta. We may not. See, this little guy actually has... There we go. Let's throttle back here. Oops. There we are. And, where did it go? Oh no, she's way back there. I don't know why it is I'm still madly charging away here. But very much like on the Marweta, you can in fact... Oh, I'm still... yeah, you see, I'm still doing 14 knots, even though I'm in full reverse, I'm doing 14 knots forward. So let's see if we can actually come to a stop. Because normally when you drop your daughter craft like that... Okay, we're almost at a stop. 3, 2... There we go. Let's, before we end up zippy doing ourselves in reverse here. Alright, well, we're slightly moving backwards. I don't know why. Oh, I guess that's because I did that, didn't I? There's the little vessel there. So... Oh, not good. I think we just killed her. Oh my god, I've never seen that kind of behavior before. That's just weirdness. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. Usually that works. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Well, maybe in free roam you can't. I don't know. Does that allow me to? What do we got here? Fishing? Nope. Underway. Moored. Anchored. Pushing. Huh. I know there's a way I can get on board that. Okay, it's back on board now. I don't know, guys. That's kind of weird. Maybe I've got to be in helmsman. No? Alright, well, I will try and figure out what's going on there, and the next time I'll have that ready for us. But like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a little idea of Ship Simulator Extremes. I think you can quite easily see some of the differences between Maritime Search and Rescue and this one. There we go, get her back up to 100% and let her ripping through the water. There are a few different vessels actually that you can in fact drop daughter boats off and then climb aboard them, etc., etc. It may well be because of the sea conditions we had here. I'm not sure. It could be again because we're in free roam. I will figure it out. But this has been our look at Ship Simulator Extremes. As I said, there is huge amounts of content for this game. Most of it relatively inexpensive because of the let's go back here for a second. As you can see, ferry, we have 50 missions, 50 cargo missions, Greenpeace missions, motorboat missions, you have specials, you have tugs, you have tourists, a whole bunch. It also includes a mission editor, which I really shouldn't be getting into on this episode. But yeah, there's a mission editor involved as well, so that you can actually set up your own scenarios and missions. And again, if we decide at some point to do a let's play of that, here we go. Here's our mission editor. But yeah, at some point if we do decide to do a let's play of that, we can get into here and you know, have a look at what we have and where we can go with it. So, terrain borders. It looks like it's quite a quite an editor. At any rate, this has been Species 7. Hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Leave a comment, leave a like, and maybe sub. I'd love to grow the channel. Been Ship Simulator Extremes, an older game from a company called VSTEP, who, by the way, is not actually a game developer. They build simulations for military and educational purposes. They put this one out just for us. So, till next time, take care of each other, folks, and ciao for now.